Look at the wind field inside it. And what I see with this storm is some wind going away from the Fort Smith radar site. Again, this is very close to Fort Smith, so the radar has a good indication of it. Pardon me. And a lot of wind coming out. But where those two meet, near Waldron, I know we don't have many viewers at all in Waldron, but if you are watching us from there, that would be where the area of rotation is, getting that lowest part of your house. As it moves on off to the northeast, that will take it up into Logan County. The direction of this will likely never take it to even the northwestern corner of Yell County, but that small corner of our viewing area is within this. We apologize for breaking in to the Celtics Magic game, the playoff game there. We'll have to minimize our time on the air, and we hope that these do not produce tornadoes today. But when there is a tornado warning within our viewing area, that's what we're looking at. In the Waldron area in northern Scott County, eventually headed up maybe close to the northwestern corner of Yell County. We're going to keep a watch on this storm. Meteorologist James Bryant, meteorologist Austin Burks are here. And guys, this could be a time where we see a few tornadoes this afternoon.
Yeah, it doesn't look like just the worst day that we've ever had, but certainly a day where I think we could have a couple of tornadoes, maybe a couple more towards the north part of the state. That's going to be the area that I think has the most favorable ingredients in place is really North Arkansas. Trying to get graphics loaded, Austin. You might have some better luck over there with Max 1, but you can kind of set up what we're looking at right now and kind of what we're going to look forward to this afternoon.
There you go, James. Got it set up right here. There's that new tornado warning storm for areas of Scott County, Logan County, the very northwestern portion of Yell County there. Area of concern, we'll show you here on velocity, looking at the winds in the storm. It's not just purely definite, but there's a little bit of broad rotation there just around the Waldron area. There's greens going towards the radar and the red's going away from the radar, so there's your counterclockwise rotation right there, just right over Waldron. Again, this is quickly racing up towards the north and east, so I mean, just a matter of a minute or so that this will move through these locations. So we'll play this out for you for areas of Logan County up towards the north and east, where this area of rotation is at. Tate 306, Boonville 317, all the way to Paris by 334, Coal Hill by 346. These storms are racing at 50 miles per hour. Again, we don't have a lot of viewers in these locations, but Yell County is one of the areas that we cover, and it is currently tornado warned there in the northwest corner of it, so that's why we're staying with this storm. Highway 71 around Waldron, north of Y-City, zooming a little closer for some other locations. Tate, and then maybe some county road level, if there's any. There's a lot of terrain up in this location, anywhere north of State Highway 80, right around Highway 71, Elm Park south of there. Here's the latest scan, and it looks almost the exact same it did a second ago. Just broad rotation north of Waldron, capable of producing a tornado. That's why they're continuing with this tornado warning, I believe, until, let me see, maybe 3:15 or 3:30. So we haven't had any reports yet of any tornadoes with this, but it has been tornado warned since it was in eastern Oklahoma, moving into Polk County and then now Scott County. So it has a history capable of producing tornadoes. But James, I don't know if you got Max 2 pulled up yet there. There we go.
I'm ready to roll, and I've got kind of an area circled here in advance of this storm. Just kind of looked at a few things on the areas that I think will have the best chance to produce tornadoes. It's going to be areas really right in front of this storm. That's where the best ingredients exist. So there's two areas of rotation that we're watching coming into Scott County, or both of them are in Scott County. There's the northern circulation that we've been watching, and then there's also the southern circulation that's very close to Y-City. One is near Waldron, one is near Y-City. So we're going to be watching both of those. We've got Both of them are moving off towards the northeast, and they're doing so very quickly. I think eventually both of them are going to be passing through Yell and Logan counties. The area in front of this storm looks to me like it will support storm rotation and the possibility of a few tornadoes. I think this could be kind of the storm that we watch over the course of the next few hours as it tracks through northeast Arkansas. And generally, storms coming out of this area do eventually cross I-40 somewhere between Russellville or Clarksville. And so areas up, even though you're quite a distance away from this storm right now, just keep an eye on it. There's also the chance that it may turn further towards the east. So even if you're in Yell County further south, keep a close eye on the storm. Just pay attention to the weather. That's what we want you to do today. The current danger sits really just northeast of Waldron. The main circulation has moved over Waldron and is now towards the northeast. I've been looking at the iDrive Arkansas camera there that sits at Y-City. It's really tough to see anything at all, but we have had that as an option, and we'll have Barry, I think, look at that here shortly. If I think you have anything, Barry, on that camera?
Yeah, just a little wind, really.
Yeah, so you see the tree there. We can take that. Yeah.
And there it is. Yeah,
you can't really see the sky.
No, it's pointed down just a little bit much, but it's very close to where that storm is approaching anyway.
Yeah, this would be the second storm there.
Right, and that'll be one to really watch over the next little bit because we do have, we'll go back.
So they have, I don't know if their plan, or we'll come back to the wall real quick. I don't know if their plan is to cancel these warnings, but they've issued a very large severe thunderstorm warning now that goes out to Danville, includes most of Logan County. And Austin, if the Mount Magazine camera is up today, I think we can point that back towards the southwest. We may have, at least, we may, in the distance, start to have a view on that thing. But these two storms moving towards the northeast, whether they continue to exhibit potential to produce tornadoes right now or not, I think over the next couple of hours, these are the couple of storms that we have to watch. And so those two storms have severe thunderstorm warnings. As you go further south, we have a tornado watch in effect, but really, I think the tornado threat is lower across western and southwest Arkansas compared to north central and west central Arkansas today. It's kind of the main show has kind of kicked off here, and I think continues to about 3, 4, 5, and 6 o'clock. With the two circulations that are nearing Waldron. Barry?
All right, let's take a look at kind of the state overview here, and we'll go to storm scan. You can see over the whole state, we have only that western part of the state that really has anything going on. I think this is false returns over here in eastern Arkansas, or in central part of the state. This is the Fort Smith radar we're looking at because obviously the storms are very close to it. And really not in our viewing area right now, but the one storm is tornado warned within it. They've issued a big severe thunderstorm warning out in advance of these two tornado warnings right there. And you can see they let the one go that was down into Polk County. So it's just Scott County and Logan County with just a couple of square miles of Yell County even included within this. And as we head to this, you'll see the wind field inside of it. There's still this area of concern. I would say it's a broad area of wind, and it would not shock me to see wind damage. But there's a broad area of wind going away from the radar site. This storm is trying to wrap up. I just think it's a very broad area with most of the wind just coming out of this storm. If there is a tornado, it would be somewhere in that area where the reds and the greens match up. So it might be in this area just to the northeast of Waldron, about to cross over into Logan County, south of Boonville, on up to Driggs. But the circulation area, as it's been moving, would likely not make it into Yell County. We're going to watch this, though, over the next really about 15, 20 minutes, because the forward speed is about 50 miles an hour. Let me just show you what these storms look like with just reflectivity, and you can see they have these large presentations where there's a storm and then a little hook, and there's a storm and a little hook on the backside of it right there. These are a little bit close together right here. They could be competing with one another, and the ideal scenario with this would be that they begin to kind of merge. They're close enough that they don't have unimpeded airflow into them. They don't have that unimpeded warm flow into them, and it makes it very difficult to produce a tornado. Doesn't mean you won't have strong winds and hail along with it, but the tornado aspect of it, those storms like to be out by themselves. And these storms, the leading edge of them could be right now, but I think there is the potential anyway that they become clustered just a little bit. We talked about a broken line of thunderstorms, and sometimes that lends itself to tornado development because, again, you have a storm here, you have a storm here, you have a storm here, and not just a constant line. But that's the one moving out of Scott County into Logan County that is the only tornado-warned storm within our area. And let's back out, and I'll just show you. There is no longer a tornado-warned storm up just to the south of Fayetteville, and so that's some good news along here. We'll watch this storm. We'll also watch a few storms down in southwest Arkansas. That's out east of DeQueen and west of Nashville, and those show up a little bit more, a little stronger on the Shreveport radar. But we're going to watch those as well, because if any of those starts to take on supercell characteristics, it could move up into places like Montgomery County. Again, that is not happening right now, and we're going to just continue to watch this storm. I think we have a track on this for that storm up to the north.
Yes.
On where it will be.
Yes, I'm just 50 miles per hour, just looking off towards the northeast, kind of both sections of the storm. The northern side that is tornado warned, and also the southern section of the storm that it looks pretty good as well as far as some trying to rotate it at certain points. Right now, the track takes it through the southern half of Logan County, maybe just a little bit north of where I have this line drawn, and through the western half of Yell County. Really gets close to the Russellville area right there. It's put Delaware. I didn't exactly include Russellville in the storm track, but this could be getting close to I-40 here within the next hour. Maybe on the west side of Danville here in about 40 minutes, and into the western section of Yell County here in about 15 minutes. So a very quick moving round of storms today. And just for those of you in the area, Logan County, Mount Magazine, the western section of Yell County, and those of you that are watching along I-40, the Russellville area, this is kind of what we're looking at as you look back towards the west. It's a storm that has not yet produced a tornado, but it has made several attempts to rotate and to produce, though even it doesn't look like it has been successful so far. I'll put a loop on this latest round of rotation here that we've seen come out of the Waldron area. This does look like it is beginning to weaken slightly, at least for the time being. And we hope that that continues. But I think we'll see storms kind of cycle up and down today. They won't just continuously produce tornadoes for long periods of time. We will see there'll be a storm that'll rotate for a little bit of time. You'll see a tornado warning, maybe the chance it produces a tornado, and then it will begin to weaken. That is what has happened here. Now, it could recycle as it moves into Logan County, and then maybe as it heads toward Waveland in the western section, or northwestern, far northwestern section of Yell County. Again, we've looked at another couple of areas of rotation. There's one that's just north of Y-City. That's a very weak rotation. And there are other areas to watch. There's a couple coming out of Polk County and then down into Howard County as well. But again, the only tornado warning that we have in the state right now is out in that Logan, Scott County area, and it is moving off towards the northeast. You know, I'd like to point out, guys, the shape of these two storms right here kind of gives me the impression this is what they look like. When you have tornado-producing storms, early in their life cycle, they'll be elongated like this, and they'll try to be a little bit of a turn down towards the southern end of the storm. Both of these storms have that right now, and so as these storms continue to mature and grow, and there's not just a perfect setup in front of it, but there's a narrow corridor here over the next hour where these storms could produce. And so those are going to be really two storms to watch, especially as we get another hour down the road, kind of into favorable peak heating, 4 o'clock. Just climatologically, most tornadoes happen between 4 and 8 p.m., and we're kind of coming up on that peak window. Austin?
Yeah, I wanted to just give everybody at home a look at the tornado watch. I know we haven't really pointed that out, but we're included here in the Little Rock area, up towards the really western one half of the state. Little Rock, Izard County, all the way down towards close to Union and Texarkana. Under that tornado watch till 7 o'clock this evening. We'll also play it out on Futurecast for you. We haven't done that yet. I think our window here in central Arkansas, so areas from like Garland County, Pulaski, Lone Oak, those areas up towards the north and south of these locations, really the Little Rock metro area, 4 to 7 o'clock this evening. That's the main time frame I'm thinking. Futurecast showing storms around maybe Benton, Bryant, Alexander, West Little Rock by 5:30, 6 o'clock this evening, up towards Conway, around Heber Springs, those locations. So if you hear your town name, your city name on there, that's when you really need to start paying close attention here in the coming hours. 6, 7 o'clock, those storms sliding off towards the east. 7, 8, once we, like James mentioned earlier during this coverage, once we start getting out of the daytime heating, peak daytime heating of the day, 8, 9 o'clock, we might start seeing less favorable conditions for severe weather and tornadoes by later this evening. So it's a quick window, but areas in East Arkansas and Southeast Arkansas still need to pay close attention for potential severe weather as we go later this evening. 8, 9 o'clock near Pine Bluff, off towards the east around the Mississippi. Once we get around maybe midnight and then the overnight hours, we're hopefully clearing out, and a really nice start to this upcoming work week. So we still have that tornado watch till 7 o'clock, still watching those storms of concern in areas of Scott County, Logan County, those locations. So we'll continue to keep you updated. Barry, you hear anything from maybe the National Weather Service?
Yeah. They're still watching those storms, but they have let the tornado warning go.
Okay.
And that seems right. There was no obvious sign of rotation with those storms. Over into the western part of Yell County is still, though, a severe thunderstorm warned area. No active tornado warnings there. We're going to watch the storms out east of Mena. We're going to watch the storms in southwest Arkansas, and even the ones way up in the northwestern part of the state. No active severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings, though, in effect right now. And maybe the influence of one storm on another has had something to do with hopefully weakening that. We are going to watch these storms very closely unless somebody else sees any rotation that I don't see. And I believe we're going to be, we're just going to monitor those. I see no sign of rotation along that, an obvious sign. You folks in Logan County, the western part of Yell County, heads up on this. Also into Mena, Polk County and Montgomery County. We're going to watch that storm right there. It's not even severe thunderstorm warned, though, and then the ones on down to the south. I think that we'll probably be back on, but for right now, we're going to send it back to the NBA game. We apologize for breaking in, and as soon as anything looks like it's severe or life-threatening weather, we will be right back here. Leave it right here.
They're known for their
Remember,
movement.
when the door closes, so does the conversation.
Oh, yes, gotcha. Okay. Looks like the soup of the day is